Welcome again. So this is the macroeconometric model, and we are using the case study of Senegalese economy. So before I go deep into explaining the each and every equation here, this model is a small Keynesian model, and it focuses on demand. Having said that, the first equation here is private consumption, and private consumption is explained by income according to Asian approach. So this equation could have included other variables. So the first here, what CPIB represents GDP or income, and then this is the lagged variable of our consumption. And lastly, we have an error term. So this equation could have included other variables such as interest rate, uh, that is as per neoclassical approach, or the dependency rate, which is a demographic factor. Having said that, the second equation is private investment, and investment is specified here as per the Keynesian logic, and it depends on the accelerator effect, uh, or can also depend on uncertainty. What we have here, I and C, that is uncertainty. Now, uncertainty has a negative effect on the incentive to invest. And lastly, we have the lagged variable and an error term. Then we have the exports. Exports are supply function, and exports depend on the productive capacity and competitiveness of the national economy. So our exports here are a function now of income and real effective exchange rate. And lastly, we have an error term. Then we have the imports, and the imports are they depend on the level of domestic activity and the competitiveness of locally produced goods to foreign produced goods. Lastly, we have an accounting equation here, and it defines the resource use or resource employment balance, and it defines equality between aggregate supply and aggregate demand in an open economy. So, in a nutshell, what we are saying, uh, these four, these five equations, the four are the behavioral equations, and the last one is an identity. They define how the way we were stipulating GDP in our macroeconomics. GDP is equals to consumption plus investment plus government expenditure plus exports minus imports. So basically, that's what we are doing. But now we are going deeper into explaining each and every component in that equation.